Matthew.
What up, buddy?
Bro, hello.
Oh, hello.
This is a crazy game.
Dude, Luka, what?
He's unbelievable.
That? Who? What? How? Why?
As he did. Behind the back. I mean,
Behind the back twice. In
crazy.
one move.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care. I want to win this game. I don't care. I don't care what Luka's doing. I know he's great. He's also. I don't.
Bulls should win this game.
All right, now go. I just want to say that. Go ahead.
I'm just saying they should win.
Should they?
Yes.
Did you see?
Yes.
We're playing a dude named Nate Hinton.
I've been arguing with Chris all day because he's been trying to tell me Luka controls the ball too much, and I said, I dare you to tell me who number one is on Dallas. I dare you. I was like, come on.
He has played probably less than 10 minutes all season.
Oh wow! Wait, where's everybody at? By the way,
I'm at
10:50.
All right,
yeah, we're within seconds. I'm watching on my phone because I've discovered that's faster than TV.
Yeah. Ooh, good take, Lauri.
Okay, you saw the Lauri take. All right,
let's put Luka back in.
Yeah, this is like Luka, Kristaps, and a bunch of like 2K Build-A-Players.
Six of our top 8 are gone.
But you still got Boban. That's all that matters.
I know, but he never plays.
And that's weird to me. I agree with you on that. Like, he should be playing more.
It's weird because he always plays well.
Yeah. I've never seen him do anything that says, "Oh man, that dude shouldn't be in the game." Nice.
I mean, but Kobe and Zach having such. It's crazy that Zach last game had 29.5 and then Luka had 30. Like, that's kind of funny.
Right. He set the season record. I mean, one of the highest first halves for the season last game, and then Luka comes. Ooh, nice pass. Like, yeah, who is the? Oh, but now he's boxed out Porzingis.
He needs to get better.
How's he playing to you? I haven't really watched him.
He had a decent first game back, but like, he's not playing well.
Oh my god. We've actually been better with the ball today than we were on Friday.
Yeah,
way fewer turnovers, but
that's true.
Maybe I just jinxed it.
Just reared its ugly head.
I love that Archie took Valentine's minutes in the rotation.
Yo, that was the first time I was like, I tell you, Fred always has those moments where I have to get off the road or get out of the car with him because we're in the same car. But he always has those moments where I'm like, all right, man, you got to drop me off, yo. I can't ride with you. And the Denzel one and him not coming at Denzel for botching that whole thing and kind of blaming Billy Donovan for it. I was like, oh man, okay, I gotta get out the car, bro.
Ludicrous poll where he insisted that there was one correct answer and one player to blame for the loss. It's like, dude, as a team, you blew a 20-point lead. As a team, you blew a 10-point lead with less than 2 minutes left. That is not all on Lauri, but just for the sake of making you mad, I will make sure that Denzel comes away with the most votes in this poll, because fuck you.
You did the Lord's work there, man. The Lord's work. Democracy dies in darkness, and you brought light to it.
I'm like, you can't say I don't know what the play was being run or nothing like that when Zach LaVine is yelling at you for being where you are. Like, obviously you weren't supposed to be there. Like if he's like, dude, no, don't do that. That wasn't the play. It's his fault. He messed up, and that's why he's not playing. Like, it's that simple.
Garrett Temple game though.
Mm-hmm.
Woo, Garrett Temple, dude, I love him. Best $4.7 million this organization has ever spent.
Mm-hmm. And that's how you judge the team and regime, by the moves that AK makes.
Yeah.
And he's only made 2, and it's about value, and it's about talent and value, and trying to get more talent than what you pay. That's all it is, right?
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. I mean, the one they couldn't do a lot. What's up, Carlos? Like, they couldn't do a lot of things in free agency, or they didn't have a lot of money, but they spent their money wisely. And they brought a basketball player in here. Like, not only did you spend it wisely, you brought in somebody who can really, truly stabilize and help your team. And again, you brought in someone that nobody had heard of, so everybody was like, he's terrible. So that's how that way. Like, oh, we have never heard of him. He sucks. Like, that's it. You're wasting money. Like, this is terrible. This is bad. It's annoying.
But I will say, it is only fitting that Luka passes Michael Jordan triple doubles against the Bulls.
That is pretty cool.
Oh my God, he already passed MJ's triple double number?
Mm-hmm.
In career triple doubles.
What do you have, like 16?
No, it's it might be 16. You're
I think
right.
it's 16. You know what's amazing? Mike had 11 of those in one season.
Yeah. In that stretch of like a dozen games where he played point guard.
Right, in a stretch where he played point guard, when he was averaging a 30-point triple-double every game. The man had like 3 40-point triple-doubles. Like, nah, man, that dude was ignorant. When they actually let him run point guard, then he was like, oh, triple-doubles? This is awesome. And I remember Don Nelson talked about how when he came in the league, he kept telling coaches, dude, I would run Mike at point, like, immediately. Like, that's all I would do. I would run him at point guard. He should have the ball all the time. They were like, no, he's a 2-guard. So when he started running point guard, and I can't remember who Don Nelson was coaching at the time, but then they played that Don Nelson team, and Mike had like 45, 13, and 12. After the game, he was like, see? Yeah. I told you.
It's not Michael Jordan was 15th all time. He didn't have 15 triple doubles, just for the record.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was like, that did not seem like a lot. I think he had like 27 or something total.
Yeah, still 11 in a season is in a stretch, I should say, is pretty insane.
Yeah,
for a dude that's a 2-guard.
But now, sometimes Westbrook and sometimes Luka, you're just like, oh yeah, no, that's just like, or Jokic, like, yeah, 30-point triple double, yeah, every day.
Yeah, that's your offense. They're supposed to do that. He was just asked to score.
Dude, like, this is he's got 34, 16, and 11. Dude's got 16 rebounds.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Chris says 7 straight triple doubles for Luka. Is that true, Joe?
No, I think that's for Jordan.
He's
too,
talking
right?
about that.
Jordan. Okay.
Yeah. Luka's averaging a triple double right now, but he doesn't have he's only had like 4.
You think CRF has noticed that Denzel has not played today because of his mistake? I'm sure he has. Someone call Acme and tell them to bench the people who bench the people on the floor. Don't blow this darn lead. Yeah, I agree.
I mean,
we're trying to give it to you.
And what?
We're trying our best to give you this game. Look what happens when Luka's out.
Yeah, I mean, without Luka, this team is bad.
I mean, you're playing Josh Green and Tyrell Terry, who are nobodies. Burke is, like James Johnson becomes like our 3rd best player. Like, just to give you, like, that's not crazy.
I mean, there were stretches of last season when Arch was our 3rd best player.
I know, right?
That's fair. I'm just saying, John, this is awesome, man. This is really awesome. For me, it is. I'm sorry. This is awesome. Watching the Bulls almost win a game, but watching Luka be amazing at the same time.
Yeah,
hey, Dave, you're just throwing all kinds of hexes and jinxes on this, man.
They're playing well. Like, I'm excited.
Bulls are going to win. Bulls are going to win. Bulls lost to the Knicks twice early in the season last year, and this is COVID season, man. We're missing 6 players.
We're too bad for me to be worried about hexes and jinxes. We're 4-8. I'm not worried about that. You know what I mean? Like, oh man, oh no, I better not do that, or we're losing it. Yeah, I know what that feels like. Like, I get it. Like, come on, let me be excited.
I did find it amusing that earlier on in today's broadcast, Stace was talking about how a couple of plays go differently. This team could be 8-4, 7-5. I was like, oh, Stacey,
I know.
You big sweetheart. Because guess what? We're not. We're 4-8.
Take your time. Go, Kobe. Work them. Oh, no, Kobe. Go to the bucket.
Luka's D has been unbelievable this season.
Nice pass, Luka.
Ooh, Josh Green.
Very nice pass. Very nice pass. Who is Josh Green?
Exactly. Thank you. That felt so good. Honestly,
Is he the younger brother of Jeff Green?
he's a rookie from Arizona. He was the 18th pick. He's from Sydney, Australia.
So he's the nephew of Seth Green.
I wish. Oh my gosh. But
How
he has
about
not been.
you?
How about Scotty Down?
Scotty down.
But it kind of feels like a comeback's coming on, right?
No.
Well, yeah, of course. Dude, there's more than 6 minutes left. You guys are only down 14.
I mean, kind of cool. Now, who knows? Stay tuned.
Let's see. I would like to see. Oh, nice, Otto Porter Jr. I would like to see Gafford be in this lineup in the fourth quarter.
Dude, he blocked Boban and Kristaps.
Yeah.
Oh, Lauri! Oh, you called him for a foul on that?
Oh, that's not a foul.
Dude, that was like a clean block to me.
Yeah. I like that because they get killed, at the rim in the fourth quarter, especially last game. They were getting destroyed at the rim because there was nobody in there to, be a presence.
Oh, that's foul.
And that's actually what, that's what Gafford does.
John Carlos wants to know what jersey you're rocking. Is it a Luka?
I almost wore the Deshaun Stevenson jersey that Big Dave got me, but we were down so much. I felt like I really needed to. After that, you can ask my wife. I changed outfits for superstition at halftime.
Very superstitious.
I respect that.
I was like, this is not working. We got to switch it up.
Yeah, see, that's where hexes and jinxes work, Matt. When your team is winning, then you can do that.
If you said you changed into the Luka at halftime,
I was
listening.
Had
30 points in the first half. He's got 4 in the second half.
But I was wearing a Luka sweatshirt.
Oh, okay. So you still had some Luka representation.
You got to represent your boy, your son.
Now, who is a Windu, John?
Exactly, Wes Windu.
I remember really liking him. I want to
come
say
on,
like he was 2 or 3 draft classes ago.
Yeah,
he's from.
He's probably 4. He signed the vet minimum with us.
He's
so
from
he's old enough to.
So he's
I can't remember which one, but he's from some corn college.
So he's been in the league at least a couple.
I mean, it's one of those weird things where like he signed for the vet minimum, but he's still like 22 or something.
Yeah, I thought he was a rookie.
He played for Orlando. He's not very good, I don't think. I have not enjoyed watching him play basketball yet, but also, he probably did not think he was going to play a lot. But nice. COVID's undefeated.
COVID's undefeated, man. Garrett Temple, come on.
Do not play the Washington Wizards. We've all learned.
Guys, with that transition bucket for Temple, the Bulls have now posted their 3rd game of the season with 30 or more assists.
That's huge.
Wow, that is.
Remember how Jim wanted to average 35 last season, and everybody was like, the Showtime Lakers didn't do that. Are you an insane person? And Jim was like, yes, I am an insane person. And the Bulls, I don't think, got 30 assists at any point at all last season, and we have done it for the 3rd time already.
Oh, you just brought back so many memories. Dang, I remember that. I totally forgot about that. Thank you, Book Jones, by the way. Sir.
Average 35.
Average it. Like, average it. Oh, my God. We talked about that.
Dude, how about you first try to average 35 points and a half? Can we manage that?
That's our average. Like, what? That's not average, bro. Like, nothing about that is average. Like, when elite teams of all time can't even make that mark, and you're like, yeah, we lost by 56, but we should be averaging 36 assists a game. Wow. My brain. Matt, why'd you do that to me?
I think that's when he said that. I was like, oh, this is worse than we expected, because he didn't even know that. He didn't know that he said something that was categorically impossible or insane. Or if he said that at the beginning of the season, you'd be like, cool, maybe he's high on the team. This is after he's watched the team. This is like the season was almost over.
Yeah. That dude's insane.
Average. Do you know what the word average is?
Right. It means that you have lots of games with more than that.
I mean, the guy didn't say median.
Unreal.
That would have been worse.
Brandon out here just with some ridiculous temple love, saying he's the greatest shooting guard to ever play for the
Bulls. He's having an excellent game. The greatest $4 million pickup in the history of the NBA.
Max 6 would rather see Big Dave in the rotation over Valentine. So there's that.
Like I tell you all the time, I got 6 fouls in a jump shot. Ready to go. Ready to go. I get you 4 points, and I'm going to foul out in 6 minutes. Like, that's going to happen. I love
that the Menards play of the game is just a Garrett Temple layup. That is so perfect.
Yes. The blandness of it. Yes. Man,
Thank
21
you,
points.
Appreciate the tip, bud.
21 in 24 minutes is excellent.
Thank you.
Excellent work for him. And Archie hasn't done anything to mess things up.
Gustavo, how dare you? Garrett Temple is much better than Keith Bogans.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I want to say, that's hard to say.
Dude,
yeah.
If that Bulls team had a real shooting guard next to D Rose instead of Bogans.
Yeah, you know what? If they had if they had Garrett Temple, then I would have actually thought that they had a chance against
even an average.
Yeah. I agree.
Man,
like getting crotchety Rip Hamilton wasn't gonna do it either.
I like how Old Man Otto is just going to work in the paint. He's like, we're not coughing up this league.
Yeah. He for real has taken over this fourth quarter and said, nope, not today, guys.
He's playing so differently than he normally plays.
Yeah, it's aggressive. It's
all floaters.
Yeah,
floaters in the paint. This game's over.
This is awesome.
What are the Luka stats right now?
Do you think it hurts Denzel's feelings to see somebody else actually hitting their floaters in the lane?
That's not the question to ask, man. The question is, do we care?
That's my move, you guys. But you did it wrong. You're supposed to brick it off the back of the rim.
If Denzel can't play during COVID season,
like that play as soon as I saw it, I was like, yeah, he's traded. Like I was like, his career is over with us. Like the moment I saw that, I said, nope, his career is over with the Bulls, dude.
We will never see him again.
Yeah, you can't hold on to that. You can't have that on your team, dog. Like, and I understand the value he may bring, but that in the crunch time, you can't have that. You can't have
dude,
that.
I mean, you had a great tweet with the GIF. I think Jason and Kendall were talking about it too in postgame. He basically pulled a Carlton from Fresh Prince.
Oh yeah,
in that episode where he's
God.
Everybody loves Will. Will gets the ball. Will gets all the points. I want to be the hero, and he wrestles the ball away from him, chucks an air ball at the end of the game, and they lose.
Dude, and it's funny because I didn't even know they were talking about that in the post game. After I posted it, I started watching the post about an hour later. And I said, "Hey, we're in sync."
Yeah,
everybody.
Our beloved Fred broke down a bunch of other plays in overtime. Like this time we lost. Look at this awful screen that Lauri sets right here. And this is the other. And it's like, dude, you are trying so hard to go around the elephant in the room. Your boy just did one of the dumbest things I've ever seen.
He is like one step away from sharpieing on the National Weather Service hurricane. Like to be like a clear felony.
No. Dude, you know the funniest part was after the Denzel post. If you read the comments underneath, the first one was Darnell Mayberry, and he was like, "Yo, you okay?" He's like, "Fred, you okay?"
No, John.
He's like, "No, I'm great." He was like,
"The Bulls aren't 4-8. They're 8-4."
100%. Game's over. Game's over. Game's over.
He's killing them.
It's over.
This is the best.
Luka has 34, 16, and 50.
This is the best. That's right. You let Luka do what he
Why
do.
would you do that?
Who are these people? And you take out everything else. Go on and finish it, Otto Porter Jr. Go on and finish it, baby.
And Porzingis still had 20 and 8. Like where did that come from? I don't have any memory of that.
Oh my God! What if we hold them to under 100 points? I would be so excited.
We don't score that much anymore.
That's so interesting. Is it because of the injuries and the COVID? You think?
Yeah, and we're third in defensive rating. Like it's like you guys got over 100. That's you. You might be the highest scoring team on us.
Wow.
People never get to 100 now. That's weird. But we also all of our wings are dead. They died. Jalen Brunson is dead. They're all gone. Tim Hardaway gone.
I will remember you.
34, 16, and 15. That is insane.
Really,
John, honestly, I don't understand why people don't hate him like they hated James Harden when his game is
I do.
to me. I don't get
it's
it.
Not
Please,
exactly. It's so different.
What's the difference? Dribble, step back.
Rebound? No, not dribble. Did you see that pass he did to Willie Cauley-Stein? The behind the back.
James Harden don't throw awesome passes? What are you saying?
Not like that. Not like he doesn't throw the pass. He's a good passer. He does not throw the passes that Luka does because he's too short. He can't see over things. Luka's vision is unbelievable.
He's leading the league in assists.
I'm not saying he's not good. I'm saying he doesn't do that.
That doesn't mean that, but that doesn't explain to me why he doesn't get the same vitriol then. Like, because he throws a behind the back pass? That doesn't explain that.
Oh,
because
come on.
He's also better on D.
I was about to bring up your favorite stat, but go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Steals?
I was gonna bring it up just to mess with you, but I'm pulling myself back. No, I'm pulling myself in.
Luka's doing good with steals.
No, they're worthless. You can't do that.
They're worthless, but he's doing good.
You can't say Luka's doing good with steals and then say stats they're worthless.
John,
no, I can't let you have that, John. No,
John,
you cannot telling me steals are worthless and then like Luka's good. How about that? You can't do that.
He's better on defense than James Harden.
I don't know that. No, I can't say that.
He's 6'8".
I honestly can't say that.
He's 6'8", 6'9". He's by definition.
That doesn't mean he's better. What, Gary Payton? You talking to Gary Payton? He better Gary Payton? Like, that doesn't mean he's better.
It helps in basketball.
It helps, but that doesn't mean he's better. It doesn't.
He's better indeed. It does help.
He's not.
It helps in passing.
I don't think he's better. I don't think he's better at defense. No, I don't.
The game he plays is so much more fun than Harden.
It's the same thing.
It's not. You're not watching the game. I'm watching all the games. Like,
tell me the difference. Explain it to me then. Explain it because I don't see it. I really don't.
Teammates involved a lot more.
Teammates involved. Okay.
He does. Right. He averages way more assists by definition. So you can these are stats, man. These aren't opinions.
Mm-hmm.
He averages way more assists.
Mm-hmm.
He averages more triple doubles. He affects the game more.
Harden doesn't affect the game
more. He does, but if we're using stats as a definition, he affects it less.
He affects it less. Okay, I'm gonna look at these. I want to see these assists.
He scores more. He scores more points.
Like how many times did Luka led the league in assists? How many times did Luka led the league in assists?
0.
Okay. Oh, all right.
0.
Okay.
I am loving this conversation.
3 seasons in a row.
It's just not making any sense. It doesn't make sense to me.
When was Harden drafted?
It doesn't make sense to me.
He does. I'll tell you one thing too. End of game performances.
Being clutch, you're saying, having a clutch moment.
First time in the playoffs again.
He had hit one clutch shot. Like
he was in the playoffs one time.
That was his first time in there, and he balled. Yes, and then he went out the first round.
Harden has never done.
Yeah, you're right. He hasn't. He didn't get out the first round. Like
no, but what's a playoff memory of Harden? What's a playoff Harden memory? And he's in there every single year. Do we have one?
You're right.
We have a lot of 3-1 losses.
Yeah, the time when he and his teammates missed 27 straight shots and they coughed up a playoff game they should have won.
So you're saying what's the difference? I'm giving you a shit ton of reasons.
That's not a ton of reasons. That is not a ton of reasons.
Better in the clutch.
You never led the league in it, and you're telling me he's better at assists. You're telling me steals is trash, but Luka's good at steals. That's not reasons. Those aren't good reasons. Now the playoff one, getting the clutch shot in the playoffs, I get that. That makes sense. But that doesn't explain to me why he's getting lambasted the entire season. Harden be getting lambasted the entire season, and Luka does the same thing all season long, and they say nothing. They're like, "Wow, this is amazing." Dribble, step backs threes. He took 19 shots in the first half. He took 19 in the first half. It's awesome, man. Come on, it's the same game. I'm watching him do it.
This is the most threes he's had all season.
Dude, it's the same game.
Look who he's playing with today. James Harden played with the Hall of Famer every single year that he played.
That's true.
Every single year.
Yep. No, that's true. That's absolutely true.
Like he's playing with Mace Windu.
Wait, what
now.
about like before CP3 got to Houston? Who was
Yao Ming.
He played Dwight Howard.
Dwight Howard's a Hall of Famer. Well, Dwight Howard was rickety and old, but he's a Hall of Fame. It counts as his point. It counts.
Rockets Dwight was awful,
but it counts in his point. It counts in his point.
Hall of Famer.
He's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
It counts. Let it count. Let it count. Let it count.
I just don't. If you think that James Harden and Luka aesthetically play the same game, like that, it's like that's just like we're not. It's like you don't have taste buds or something. Like I taste cilantro. It's different. You know what I mean? Like this is just like I can't see the color red. Like we're not gonna ever see.
It's my favorite color.
But because you see red. But I do think. And let's say what how many assists? So leading the league is good, but like you could also be third in assists one year and average more assists.
Yeah, I get that. But I'm like, if better, I don't know. I can't sit here.
I think his passing is better than James Harden, and I don't think that's controversial.
So Marlon agrees with Big Dave. Chris says watching Harden makes me want to get hit by a bus.
I like the big red bus.
Gustavo brings up the other iconic Harden playoff moment, which was when he was playing when he had pink eye.
I forgot about that.
Perk said in 2016 or
Feel Lauri
17.
says Luka is not better than Harden.
I didn't say he was better.
Brandon says
not what I
Harden's
was
way
arguing.
better at strip clubs, forcing trades, and pregame snacks.
Oh, snap.
Did you guys see those side-by-side pictures of Harden doing pregame warm-ups in his last game with the Rockets and then pregame shoot-around in his Brooklyn fit and how it looked like a different person?
Yeah.
How did they do that? It was
how
crazy.
many layers of padding did he have under his warm-up jersey? Like, what?
Guys, black is slimming. That's all you – come on. It's slimming. It takes it down off of him.
But he wore the blue jerseys, the blue Nets jerseys.
No. I'm talking about the warm-ups they were showing him.
Oh, okay.
It was all black.
Did we get 100?
When he took it off, he was like, "Ha lies." He wasn't wearing the blue jersey. He was like, "Lies. I'll still been eating."
As far as the Harden teammate part of the discussion, Burke mentions that in the 16-17 season, Harden's second best teammate was Eric Gordon, who, good Eric Gordon is good, but certainly not a Hall of Famer.
I still give John that point though, because he's right. Like you're just saying one season.
Oh, come on, Lauri, you got to make that.
We can also compare them, but by ages too. Yeah,
he's more advanced at this age than Harden is. Yeah.
And I'm saying Luka gets probably more love because he's this young kid who's doing this, and he hasn't been around for a minute. And maybe if he keeps failing like Harden did, quote unquote failing,
because Harden didn't start until what year? About his fifth year when he went to Houston. He started
when he went to Houston. Yeah, 2012, right? 2013.
2015. So what was that year? 5, 6 for him?
When was Harden drafted?
I don't know. You gotta look that up.
I'm looking it up right now.
Good game.
Good game. 2009.
2009. Okay. He got drafted in 2009 and went to Houston in 2015.
Let's see.
Gustavo says game, guys. I always wear black.
When Harden was drafted, Luka was 10 years old. I do think they play differently. I understand your point, but I think that is I don't think he just dribbles around though. I think he doesn't have to.
We won.
Congratulations!
Great win. Another gigantic lead.
You know who got it right? Sabine.
Thanks for watching the fourth quarter with us. This is the Stretch 4. We are the Bulls Outcasts. I'm Matt, Big Dave, and John. The Bulls beat John's Mavs 117-101. That is 2-0 against Dallas this season.
3-0.
This time with Luka and Kristaps, who they were missing the first time around. But now the Mavs, who've been dealing with COVID issues, very much shorthanded outside of Luka and Kristaps. So despite Luka doing Luka things, what was his final stat line tonight? Let's see. 36, 16, and 15. Well, like you said, John, the Bulls took advantages of his breaks when he needed a rest, and the rest of that Mavs lineup was garbage.
Yeah. I mean, James Johnson was our backup point guard.
Speaking of backup point guard, shout out to Archie Diacono, who sees his first action since the first game of the season, because he took Denzel Valentine's by the rotation. Archie, 5 assists tonight, leading that Bulls second unit. On the whole, I think my favorite part about this game, we could talk about some of the players individually, but only 13 turnovers after a loss in which you coughed the ball up 24 times. The Bulls have been sloppy with the ball all season long so far. It's been a big problem for this very young team. And, being careless late in close games will always come back to bite you. But I think the Bulls, after a couple of bad possessions there in like the middle of the fourth quarter when things were getting a little dicey, John, you're like, oh, maybe we're going to come back. No. What did the Bulls do? They gave the ball to the trusted vet, Otto Porter Jr.
Otto Porter.
Said, I got this, guys, and scored 12 of his 14 points in like the last 6 minutes of the game. And that was big for me. But that and keeping the turnovers to a minimum.
Yeah, he was amazing in that fourth quarter and very stabilizing. And John mentioned his game in that fourth quarter, just how different it looked for Otto Porter Jr., just going to the bucket, taking floaters and being more aggressive in the paint. We aren't used to really seeing him like that. Usually when he gets the ball, he's stepping back and shooting mid-range and threes. But this time he was going in the paint, being aggressive, going to the bucket. And it was good to see. It was good to see. Like you said, Garrett Temple, I mean, I don't know what he ate in Dallas, but I mean, he was phenomenal. Like 21 points.
God.
Like I don't think anybody really saw that coming. And like you said, man, you kind of needed that tonight with Zach LaVine and Kobe White, who did not score, with those guys struggling and Zach having 10 points. But what I like about Zach is he said, oh, my shot isn't working. Let me try to affect the game in another way. Walked away with 10 assists and 3 steals. So he affects the game in those other ways. And I'm going to save because I know we're going to talk about my guy in a little bit. So I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait.
I love that.
We were just talking earlier about how your favorite stat, aka least favorite stat, is steals. You know who had 5 for the Bulls today? Because it's your favorite Bull, Wendell Carter Jr.
Wow,
yeah, 5 steals, man.
12, 7, and 5 was the stat line for Wendell tonight.
Pretty good.
This is a big Mavs team. Even with the pieces they're missing, all their size was still there. A gigantic point guard in Luka. Kristaps is out there. You got Boban out there. Johnson's a big dude. And I think, Wendell did a pretty decent job tonight. Like, Dave, they didn't quite make it. You were saying you hoped they held the Mavs under 100, which I think would have been the first time the Bulls did that at any point to any opponent this season. The Mavs finished with 101, but I overall thought outside of letting Luka be Luka, which is impossible to stop, the Bulls had a good game plan defensively and they executed it. And Wendell was pretty strong defensively tonight too, John.
I think Wendell was wonderfully defensively. I'm shocked Gafford didn't play more because I thought he came in spurts. He blocked the second and third tallest guys in the league on within a span of 3.5 minutes. That's amazing. He scored a couple baskets, and I thought the centers played really well. I thought the bigs played really well. Lauri quietly had a fantastic game, and I think he's not playing well. And then I look at the box score, and I'm like, when did he do that?
Yeah,
because just watching it, I'm always left wanting more. But the bigs played great. I think it was the guards, our starting guards were called it in today. They said, "Nah, you guys got it, bigs. We're fine."
Mm-hmm. Truly, I mean, we got to touch on Lauri because you mentioned him. Like, it didn't look like he took over this game at any point, like you were saying, John. It didn't seem like he put his imprint on it in any particular stretch. Like, for example, Otto, who was big in consecutive buckets in the fourth quarter. Lauri had 29 tonight. Lauri had 29 and 10, and you're like, what? But yeah, and he did that with only 2 of 7 from behind the line, behind the 3-point line, but 10 of 19 overall from the field. And here to me is the key from Lauri's stat line tonight: 7 of 8 at the free throw line.
There it is.
Attack the fucking basket, Lauri. I am encouraged to see 8 free throw attempts from a man, the finisher.
Yeah, I was very excited to talk about Lauri, but just to add to the point John just made, because I don't want to overlook that because that's an excellent point. The man dropped 29 to 10, and you kind of didn't know it, and he left you wanting more. Like it didn't feel fulfilled. That's an excellent point. Like that is an excellent point. And he's right. And when I saw he had 16 at halftime, I was like, for real? Like he got 16? Like I was a little shocked by it. But I was still excited just to see him come back even with a game like that after after that last game, of course, he had a bad game and everybody, he's the worst. And I'm like, it's his first game back after COVID for 2 weeks. He'll get reacclimated and get more comfortable. But the aggression, I like that. I saw more pump fake threes from him than I've seen in quite a long time. To the point he was pump faking wide open threes and going to the bucket and doing stuff like that. But yeah, I like the aggression. The aggression is what you want to see from Lauri marketing, man. Like he can shoot. We all know this. Like you got a jump shot, dude. You're 7 feet tall with skills, and you're a little light on your feet. So we want to see that more displayed and brought to the forefront. But I completely agree with John. Like I want it to be more impactful too. You know what I mean? I want it to be like, oh man, Lauri is killing guys tonight. So if 29 and 10 you don't feel you, that means you should have had at least 35 then. You know what I mean? Like you're supposed to have people feel you if you're playing, that good.
I agree.
I mean, do you guys think?
Oh, I love that. I love.
Go ahead,
love
John.
That. Sorry, I just say I love that you're supposed to have people feel you. I think that's just a great way to describe like basketball when you watch it. Eye test as opposed to stats. Like, and you're right. Like that. I just wanted to point. I love that. I'm gonna start stealing that. I like that. That one to feel you. Sorry, continue, Matt. Sorry, I just really that really resonated.
No, I was just gonna bring it up. Dave, you mentioned it briefly, the fact that Kobe White had his jersey number in points today, 0 of 5 from the field. A few rebounds, 4 assists, only 1 turnover, so, he didn't negatively affect the game. Do you think it's weird, though, where we're finally talking about a strong game from Lauri in the neighborhood of a 30 and 10 game, which is the player we all wanted Lauri to be when we saw those initial sparks his first couple years in the league, on a night when the Bulls backcourt kind of has a down game. We talked about how Wendell, looked aggressive early on as well. So the Bulls front court looks good. Kobe and Zach combined for only 10 points. Like, do you think that there is a problem as far as the coexisting of these core pieces, which we don't know if they will be long term, having good games in the same game?
I mean, that's a good question. But actually, I was encouraged when I saw it, because when your best players are having a bad game, you're like, who's going to step up? Like, who's going to take it for you? And Lauri stepped up, and especially Garrett Temple, he stepped up. Wendell Carter Jr. after the first quarter had 6 points and 4 rebounds. That was big, when you're struggling. Thaddeus Young, with another 15 points. And of course, we talked about Garrett Temple averaging 21, because it's not going to be there, for those guys every single night. Like that, it's the NBA. Like some nights you're just not going to have it, and especially on a team where you're not winning and you're still trying to figure out who can actually fit and play basketball and who can walk and chew gum on your team right now. So when you're at those points and you're trying to figure that out, it's encouraging to see other players step up who you like. We need you anyway. Like we need you to be good, for this team to be something. So to see Lauri step up like that and post that, like, because those are the numbers I think he should always be having. Like he should really honestly be having those kind of numbers, because he's that kind of skilled of a basketball player. So yeah, to see him do it when Zach is struggling and to see it when Kobe is struggling, and those guys are walking 30 points. It's encouraging. I took it as an encouragement.
I think we do not have a core 4. It does not exist. We don't have to have one. No other team uses that saying. Like we don't have. It's not like every team has to have a core 4, and we're like, we don't have one. Like two of the 4 show up, and in the games we win, our vets carry us. Like every single time. The core 4 is always like Zach's been the most consistent, but like it's always one of these Garrett Temple, Thad Young off the bench. Like let the vets carry it. We still don't trust our core 4 to close out games, and so I think it's okay. And to spell the miss, Kobe White has been. I think I'm nervous for the rhetoric about this, because I think it's now he's due for some where you been? What are you doing? What's going on?
Yeah.
Like, like you're young, you tired? Like, what's going on? Like, like you should be. He should have against this Mavs team, against like Josh Green guarding him and Wes Uwandu. Like he should have.
It felt like it should have been a big Kobe game, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's weird. The backcourt did not really show out, and Zach just felt like he was not forcing it. And he's like, "We're good. We're by 20." Like,
right.
Yeah.
I'm good. Like, maybe and maybe I should be extending the same courtesy to Kobe, but for some reason I'm not. So that's weird. But anyway.
You bring up a good point though, John, in that Zach is consistent. He had a quiet night, scoring tonight, but he did not, of his first double-digit assists of the season, and that the vets carry us when we win, or the vets come up big when we win. Thad, Otto, and Temple combined for 50 off the bench tonight. 50. And, we mentioned Otto doing a lot of his damage in the fourth quarter. I think it does say that there's a problem with building around the younger players that we have. And just after that collapse against OKC and hearing some of Donovan's thoughts about the younger guys needing to learn how to win, and they got to close, and, nobody's going to just like give them some magic button to press to figure out how to do it. It takes time to learn how to win in this league for the young guys, but the old guys are the ones who close. So is that a concern for you guys long term? Do you think it says something about the future of these core pieces? Because we saw vets close the game again, and the wins that the Bulls have, a couple of big plays from Zach or somebody else, but it's the vets who actually close. Yeah. That might not be a great sign for a rebuilding team with all these young pieces.
I think the good sign of it is the key person for me that was in there when you were closing was Lauri, and he was in the game and he was still impacting the game. So you're right. Like he's been going with his veterans because they don't know how to win. And Billy Donovan, I don't know if you guys heard the analogy he used. He said, "Look, when I was young, I wanted to go to the moon. You know what I mean?" He was like, "But I didn't want to do what it took to be an astronaut." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, so guys, I know you want to win, but are you willing to do what it takes to win? Like, because it takes something. And yeah, like guys have to show that. And to borrow something and to say something about Will Perdue, because I have Will Perdue on the podcast, and he said something about Lauri that kind of resonated with me. He said, I need to know if he loves basketball. But what that means is, and he started using Dirk, and he said, what that means is, are you willing to sacrifice? Are you willing to do what it takes to, like what Billy Donovan said, and that's win the game? He's like, because I was privy to watch what Dirk did to be great. He said, I saw him flying in his coach, everywhere he went, even if he had a good game or bad game, he flew him in just to work. Yeah, he flew him in.
Signal. Yeah.
Right. He flew him in the way. He said, I watched how hard that dude worked and what he sacrificed, to be great. He was like, because those were the guys who love the game. They sacrifice it. He said, I don't know if he's that yet. He's like, I know he's good and I know what he has, but I don't know if he's that yet. So that's kind of, I'm saying that to say, like, that's kind of what you're seeing when you see the vets in the fourth quarter playing right now, because those are guys who you like, okay, these dudes are out there to win, and I know that these guys are out there to win. So it just had me excited watching Lauri out there, because I know Zach wants to, and I know, and just seeing Lauri out there being comfortable, like, and I don't know if it bothers you guys that you don't see Wendell in the fourth quarter, but it kind of, not bothers maybe the wrong word, but it kind of says something to me, like I know he's playing well, and I know that, but in the fourth quarter is when you play your best, and to the point Matt is making, to continue to go with these veterans and not go with him raises a red flag a little bit for you. But just to your point, Matt, I'll take the encouragement over that. And you're not wrong. I don't want to say you're wrong at all, but I'll take the encouragement of the fact that I saw Lauri in there, right, and I saw Zach in there. So I'll take that from it.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about this front court all the time. Will Lauri and Wendell work? And you see Donovan closing with Thad Young. You see Donovan closing with Temple and Otto. And So I agree with you. It was encouraging to see Lauri out there, especially after Lauri had some pretty ghastly moments in their collapse against OKC on Friday night, where you want to see one or some of these younger guys step up and make those plays to close games. But instead, we see Lauri with a disgusting brick from like 8 feet, where you're just like, what the hell was that? You see Zach with the turnovers again and again.
Again.
And again and again. And tonight it was like, okay, well, they were able to stave off this team because the Mavs didn't really give them a full punch in that fourth quarter. No. They cut it to like 13 at one point, but I never felt threatened by that because that wasn't a team, really.
The film session for the Mavs tomorrow will be "Don't get COVID." Right. That's what they're gonna take away from this. When I saw Tim Hardaway was out, I was like, "Oh, this is cash. We're done." We had a puncher's chance maybe with Tim Hardaway because he's been playing unreal this year. But it's just look, it's such a weird season, and it doesn't bother me. I think because of how weird the season is because AK has made so little moves that we really can't evaluate the team because again, we have Thad Young doing jump hooks to close out. This is duct tape and rope trying to get a plane to fly. And so I think it's we just have to kind of learn how to get used to winning, and then maybe we can go back and look because I just feel like it's such a weird team and a weird season. It's going to be hard for us to be make these. Do you feel comfortable with the rookies or younger players not playing? Yeah, but also if you lose this game, sell the team. You know what I mean? Especially when you're up again. They should have won. It was you saw the stats for that Oklahoma City. They had a 99.1% chance to win with 2 minutes left. That's never. And it's just unreal fluky things. I have a question about that spaceman quote from Donovan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
If Boylan had said that, if we just read that quote and we thought it was Boylan, how would it be received? We make fun of it, right?
Yeah, but he deserved it. He earned that right.
I think it's interesting because it's so interesting. When I heard Donovan say it, I was like, "That's cool. That's a cool thing to say."
Because it's winning, and he doesn't lie.
He trusts the narrative.
I don't.
It was said by a man who won 2 national championships and had above 600 winning percentage in the Western Conference for the last 5 years.
Isn't that so interesting though? It's so important that you have to be so careful if he says it. But it was that was the most Boylan-esque quote I've heard from Donovan so far.
You know what it's like, John? It's like your 6-year-old telling you to buy stock in Amazon and then Warren Buffett telling you to buy stock in Amazon.
You're
going to take it a little bit different. Same message, but you're going to take it a little bit different from Warren.
And honestly, that was a bad collapse to the Thunder. That was a tough loss to watch, and it was something that was very familiar to all of us Bulls fans because we saw it constantly last season. I did not expect the Bulls to cough up this game, given the deck that Dallas is working with, and that you could tell Zach was pissed after that loss to the Thunder. I think they all were. And I think we heard the right words from Donovan after they coughed it up and lost it. I honestly would not have been surprised last year if the Bulls did this again after doing it on Friday. If the Bulls found a way to cough this game up to Luka and a bunch of ball bearings, I would not have been surprised. I think Donovan's presence matters. And it's not all that impressive to beat that shorthanded Dallas team. But the way that they bounced back and responded after losing in that gross of a fashion where they collapsed like that and gave it away, how many times did we see the Bulls do that in consecutive games last season? How many times did we see the Bulls do that 3 or 4 or 5 games straight last season? The fact that was one bad collapse and they bounced back with a win is important, I think.
Yeah. It's important, because like John said, you sell the team if you lose this one right here, and you know what kind of team you kind of have if you lose this one right here. Back-to-back collapses like that, no. So it's encouraging that they played a team that is a little better, who was obviously missing a lot of their players, but a team that's supposed to be a little better than OKC because of the guys that they have, and beating them, even with Luka out there and holding a lead and having it and holding it and, kind of like this, because it got close in that third quarter. You didn't know. But they kind of stabilized it and kept it moving. So, yeah, it was encouraging. Yes, I'm happy. They won. I'm happy. Yes.
Hey, Big Dave, here's the difference between Harden and Luka.
Sure.
A quote from Luka at the end of the game, I was being too selfish. He had 15. Excellent. He had 15 assists, and his teammates were 2 of 20 from 3. And he says he's too selfish. I think it's that kind of stuff that's different than Harden. I don't like. It's that level of like it's on me and not like get me out of here. I've tried.
I can take that. At that point, I can take that.
But like I was too selfish.
Mm-hmm.
His teammates were 2 of 20 from 3.
I think so. Yeah.
Oh my God, he should have had 20 assists instead of 15.
He should have easily.
Easily.
What I was explaining when I was arguing with them, I'm like, dude, give him the ball every single time he's on the floor. Period. Like, I don't care. Like, who am I passing to? Who am I giving it to? Who do you want to run the offense? Seriously,
Michael Jordan touched the ball every game.
Yes, every game. Like, it was kind of, for me, it was kind of the same argument that you would say to Mike, like when Mike was first coming up, and then we were like, "Oh, dude, he doesn't get his teammates the ball." Yeah, but like he's got Charles Davis and Granville Waiter. It's like Charles talking about. Ain't nobody on his team. Like there's no one there. Oh man,
yeah. I think that's an interesting point as far as the Luka Harden comp, guys. On the topic of Harden, we are about to play his ex team tomorrow night. The Bulls just finished their first half of a back-to-back. Bulls Rockets tomorrow, tip off at 7 p.m. Central Time. Everybody, of course, was obsessed with the Harden trade and reuniting with KD and the three-headed monster with Kyrie if he ever actually gets his shit together and plays again. But like low-key, I want to see a John Wall, Victor Oladipo backcourt. I want to see what that looks like, and I think it might be really cool. So I don't know if we'll see it tomorrow night, but I hope we do.
You will. You'll see it tomorrow night. He'll be available. Yeah, it's. I mean, yeah. I don't have anything to add to that. I mean, I want to see that
with Christian Wood and Boogie like that. Again, that's not terrible.
It's not nothing.
Exactly. Christian Wood's averaging like 30 and 15 or something crazy.
Right. And we saw Houston in the preseason, and we all were like, "Oh my God! John Wall is John Wall.
He's back,
right?" Like nobody knew what John Wall was going to be after such a long absence, but the one we saw in preseason looked like his old self.
Mm-hmm. He did. He looked great, man, and that's good to see. Like it's encouraging to see because you want to see great players be great. But yeah, it's interesting to see what they look like after losing Harden and going through all that. And I even like what John Wall said. He was like, dude, you can play this. It's only been 9 games. Like,
and Boogie was awesome too.
Yeah. I can't here to play with John Wall. Like,
and I love that Wall and Boogie are teammates in the NBA. It's just awesome. That. It's so cool. All right, guys. One last thing before we get out of here. I know you maybe hinted at it. We didn't really talk about him that much, Big Dave, but your boy Daniel Gafford. Your boy Daniel Gafford just got some cred from his head coach in his post-game comment.
Yes.
Billy Donovan credited Daniel Gafford for bringing his typical energy and bouncing back from one game out of the rotation, which Donovan said was just a matchup/stylistic issue against OKC. They played pretty small. Gafford did get back in the rotation today. He had, John said, he blocked a 7-4 guy and a 7-5 guy, and he was 3 of 3 from the field. Just like a quality Gafford off the bench game. And it sounds from those comments from Donovan like he's still going to try to find the right games and the right moments to keep Gafford in this rotation.
He's earned the right to not have so many DMPs, and he just is very stabilizing. And when he comes into the game, like you said, that energy, of course, that he brings, but you need a guy that teams have to think twice about when they go inside the lane, or they're just going to go in and dominate regardless. So when you're watching him, like Josh said, block dudes at a 7-4 and 7-5, you think twice after that. You're like, oh man, they got one of those guys in there. You think twice about going inside when you do that kind of stuff. So yeah, he has to play. Like he's got to get out there and he's got to play, man. So yes, shout out to Daniel, and I hope to see him more.
Shout out to Billy Donovan, who, again, Gafford didn't play a ton of minutes. We easily could have thought he was in the doghouse, and he wanted to make sure to communicate to his players, I appreciate what you do. You are valued here. You didn't play.
Right.
It has nothing to do with you. We won the game by 20 points
right
on the road.
I have not seen. I haven't watched all of Donovan's post-game comments. Obviously, no word yet on if he mentioned the lack of Denzel Valentine.
Love it. I kind of hope we low-key never see that man again. I hope it's.
Yeah,
I hope
he gotta go.
I hope he's just
go.
like. I hope it's good luck on your future endeavors. Oh my God, that's Darnell Labor Day in the impact zone on some other team. Like we do not see him again. I cannot wait.
He's got to go. Yeah.
Meanwhile, guys, another postponement. Sixers Thunder tonight has been postponed for contact tracing reasons. The Sixers still shorthanded.
Sixers.
Contact tracing connected with the game against the Grizzlies on Saturday. So, fingers crossed that the Bulls and the Rockets will actually play tomorrow night.
This is such a stupid season.
And our last comment, T. Foolery saying, start Garrett Temple and put him on John Wall. I legit low-key love that idea.
Yes.
Our best defensive guard. Let him guard John Wall all night and start him if you have to. I dig it.
I love it. I'm excited for the game. I love basketball on MLK Day. It just starts at like 3 or 2, and it's awesome.
Hell yeah, baby.
It's great.
We will be here starting with the fourth quarter of Bulls Rockets tomorrow night on Hot Mic, on that BAWL, on Bulls YouTube channel, and on Periscope / Twitter. For Big Dave and John, I'm Matt. Thanks for watching the Bulls Outcasts.
Good game.